Hello. Hi. Hi. I had to yell at you a bit because I was so late. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Hello. Hello. Oh my god. We had so many random setbacks today. I got stuck in like 50 different dimensions on my way to this fucking stream. You have no idea. You have no idea. I'm not even going to get into it. I'm not even going to do it. But hello. Good morning. Hiya. Hi. Hi. By the way, I actually don't know if your name is 𝘆cie𝘂𝗿, if it's 𝘆cie, if it's Yama, I don't know. But if you mean fandom as in mine, mostly we're silly here. We're silly here. If you mean as in DDLC, hard question to answer. Hello, I missed you guys too. I missed you guys so much. I know it's really quiet right now because this game has no music right now because we're just in the little virtual PC that it has. Actually, I can play music because I have like a bunch of music unlocked because I've already played it through once myself. Let me play the theme. Hang on. There we go. Or wait, where's There we go. I'm gonna play the normal ass background music while we're yapping. Hi! I missed you guys so much. I missed you guys. I know it's been like, when was my last stream last week? I streamed in the middle of the week last week, right? Or did I just stream at the start of the week for Uma? Hang on, I completely forgot. Wait. No, it was like 2 days ago that I streamed Uma, right? For Haruo's birthday. Yeah, well, I still miss you guys. I miss you guys when it's like 1 day without Rakigechis. Oh, the volume's low for the game. Thank you for letting me know. I can turn that up. How is like that? Is that any better? There will be a few moments that are like louder and quieter in this game, but most these stays pretty similar. So if you let me know how the music sounds compared to my voice now, then that's definitely very good. Thank you. Finally have a full week of Emmy content on normal streaming times list. Yeah, exactly. You have a full week of Emmy. I am still kind of on like normal person stream hours. Obviously, I say that like it's a bad thing. It's not. It's entirely normal. Most people stream like 1 to 4 hours for a regular stream. I'm just a little silly, and I have to be like actively dragged away from my desk if I want to stream any less than 5. But yeah, I'm finishing a lot of stuff up at the moment. But I still wanted to get back to full weeks because I miss it. I like literally I freak out more than you guys when there's no Emmy time, when there's no stream time throughout the week. I lose my whole schedule and it messes my day up. But yeah, anyway, welcome to DDLC, specifically DDLC Plus, which you'll notice by this cute little virtual computer that we have here. Because yeah, so the way that well, I won't explain much about how DDLC itself works because we'll find that out. I don't know how many of you guys have played it before or like watched it before or anything. I have played DDLC in the past, back when it first came out, and I was a big fan of it back then, and I've still been very passionate about it ever since. But it's been a long time since I fully played it myself, so I thought it was like enough that I wanted to replay anyway. And also there's a lot of bonus content in DDLC Plus. There's side stories I've never been through that we could do together sometime, and like I really enjoy this game. So I think it's one that I'd be happy replaying and sharing my passion with you guys, you know. I like your design. Thank you. But yeah, so the way that DDLC works is using your computer itself is a little important in some parts of it, and they used to just like make you go into your computer to do that kind of setup on your own, but instead with DDLC Plus they give you this little virtual computer, especially so that it can be played on consoles. It's very cool, and I get cute little wallpapers and everything. You'll see through this, I'm not gonna scroll right now because I'm gonna do spoilers if I do, but you'll see through this that I've already played through it on DDLC Plus once, and unlocked a bunch of things. Like I have like cute little wallpapers of everyone. Look. So I really like this one that I have. And there's like there's bonus art and stuff. There's a mail thing on here, which is kind of surprising to me because I don't know if I've ever gotten any mail in this. I'm not sure what it's there for, and I'm a little frightened by it. And you can see the game files and everything that you have for the game. And there's little bonus content, and there's the music. Yay. Some of you guys will recognize some of these and have feelings about them. I do. Time for Jan Sundere Fly. Yeah. Just like me. Okay, hang on. Well, to be fair, 𝘆cie is kind of Emmy coded. There's a little like sprinkles of Emmy in all of the characters in this game, I think, to be honest. It might be part of why I'm so attached to them. Speaking of which, I asked them in the starting screen, did any of you guys decipher my totally super secret poem? I posted a poem in my posts, and also for the my little tweet to say that I was streaming today on Twitter. And instead of my usual little ramble about like, let's play this, I wrote it poem format. I did think about the actual game itself. Oh, bye bye! Have a very lucky day. Thanks for stopping by anyway. I did think about the actual game itself. when I was writing that poem, but it does also have a secret meaning to it. But if you didn't, then you'll understand the secret meaning of it as we go through anyway. Hi, Addie! Hi, Addie! Hello! But yeah, okay, right. No more stooling, no more stooling. Let me close this. Let's open the actual game. I love this little virtual desktop. It's so cute. I honestly want to use this wallpaper on my actual PC. This opening screen is so nostalgic to me. But yeah, let me know how the game volume is. Doki Doki! Ding, ding. Ah! The wave of nostalgia I feel every time I open this menu is so crazy. How long has it been since this game first came out? Hang on. Let me go check. I actually don't remember. When did DDLC originally release? Because I know it was like ages ago. DDLC release date 2017. Okay, so it's a little less long than I thought, but that's still a lot of time actually. That's almost 10 years. Oh my god. That's almost a decade. We've almost had a decade of DDLC. Like, isn't that crazy to think? I remember when this first came out, and it was one of my first games of this kind, and like, I mean, I'm sure for a lot of you guys, it was your first games of this kind of genre, and it was back in the era when I was into like yarn sim and everything too, and I got so into DDLC, and I got into like mods and everything for it. I almost helped some people make mods, but I'm so glad I didn't, because those communities ended up really weird. Did edits of everything of it. I watched so many like videos delving into every single secret about it. I love this game so dearly. I'm not feeling great, but I'm hanging out with Rakigachi, so yay! It's okay, I do the same thing. Maybe hanging out with Rakigachis and everything will be nice. I will say, I think I'll probably only stream for like 2 or so hours today, because getting stuck in the other dimensions on the way here has messed up my time schedule a little bit. So we won't get through the full game today. I'll stop at some point. So we'll probably do this in like 2 streams or so, and then maybe a third one for the side stories until I've unlocked. So if you're not feeling great today, then today will be a nice day to just like relax and have the fun part of it. But anyway, let's go. Please don't say I'm about to fuck anything up based on my old save. Oh, I just remembered that I need to voices for them all. What kind of voice do I usually give Sayori? I've completely forgotten. Because I know how I voice the others mostly. What do I want Sayori to sound like? My brain's lagging. Hey! I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. Let me know again how the volume is, by the way. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. I forgot my drink over to the side. But if she's gonna chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. I overslept again! But I caught you this time? Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. Yeah, you say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, Emmy. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean even if you want to. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Emmy, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already, I'm not really interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking, either. That's not true! You told me you would join a club this year! Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did, in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me, when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime, and VTuber merch. Uh-huh!
I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. And I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you.
Alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though.
Will you at least promise me you'll try a little?
Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that.
Yay!
Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. Also, yeah, I relate to you, lots, Yomi. Sayori is very Emiko as well, I think. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. Yeah, a NEET is not an education, employment, or training, or something like that. It's a term that mostly comes from Japanese and anime stuff. That means somebody who just bums it in the basement and does nothing with their life. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club.
Hello?
Sayori? So I don't know why I keep switching between saying Sayori and saying Sayori as well, by the way. I'm so used to saying Sayori from when I played it when I was younger, but if I opened this game for the first time now, I know that I would say Sayori. So you'll just have to get used to me jumping back and forth, I guess. I'm not doing it intentionally. Sayori must have come to the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom.
I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed.
You don't need to wait up for me if it's gonna make you late to your own club.
Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know...
Know what?
Well, that you could come to my club.
Sayori...
Yeah?
I love her. There is no way I'm going to your club.
Meanie.
Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it'd be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title of vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, nah, I'm going to the anime club.
Come on, please.
Why do you care so much anyway?
Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member. And 𝘆cie made cupcakes and everything.
Don't make promises you can't keep! I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead or if she's so cunning as to have planned all of this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay?
Yes, let's go!
And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I would do that on any random day, to be fucking real with you. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit.
Hello, welcome.
Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door.
Everyone! The new member is here!
I told you, don't call me a new member! Eh? I glance around the room. Welcome to the literature club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always says nice things about you.
Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere.
Oh, Emmy, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of really fucking cute girls! This MC is so real, by the way. Me too.
What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it.
Sorry. 𝘆cie. The girl with a sour attitude, whose name is apparently 𝘆cie, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes her look like a first-year student. She's also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. No, yeah, Addie, you would entirely fit in here. Your voice acting is fire. Thank you. I like getting to practice through games like this.
You can just ignore her when she gets moody.
Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back toward the other girls.
Anyway, this is 𝘆cie, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club.
Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and 𝘆cie. Well, it's nice to meet both of you.
And it sounds like you already know Monika. Is that right?
That's right. It's great to see you again, Emmy. Monika smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monika was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically, completely out of my league. So having her smile at me genuinely feels a little... You too, Monika.
Come sit down, Emmy. We made room for you at the table so you can sit next to me or Monika. I'll get the cupcakes.
Good afternoon, Serena, Savannah, and Talir. I can make an OC for DDLC and literally just be me and make sense unironically. Yeah, you should, honestly. We should make DDLC OC together.
Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited.
Then how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there is one space next to Monika and one space next to Sayori. 𝘆cie and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where 𝘆cie grabs a wrap tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. 𝘆cie proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand.
Okay, are you ready?
I'm gonna have to tweak my Sayori voice a little so that the 𝘆cie and Sayori ones aren't too similar.
Ta-da! Wow!
𝘆cie lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing and little pieces of chocolate were used to make the ears.
So cute!
I had no idea you were so good at baking, 𝘆cie.
Well, you know. Just hurry and take one.
Sayori grabs one first, then Monika. I follow.
It's delicious!
Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Brother, just open your whole mouth and go, "Ugh!" That's what I would do. 𝘆cie is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Sorry, the way I said that. I was really into the moment about to talk about how cute 𝘆cie is, but the way I said that reminded me of that what's it? That one meme from like Camp Rock that she's really good. Anyway. Thank you, 𝘆cie.
Why are you thanking me? It's not like
Haven't I heard this somewhere before?
I made them for you or anything.
I thought you technically did. Sayori said,
Well, maybe. But not for, you! Dummy.
Alright. She's so cute, I love her. Sorry, I'm biased. I'm highly biased. I love 𝘆cie. I love all of the girls in DDLC, to be fair. 𝘆Before any of you guys ask who my 𝘆cie is, my waifu, my best girl and everything, as someone who's been a fan of this game this whole time, I have my own ranking. I love all of them dearly. So even the one that's lowest, I do not dislike. However, I am very 𝘆cie built. I will fight for her to the end of my life. I give up on 𝘆cie's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monika raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me.
So, what made you,
lost my sentence.
So, what made you consider the literature club?
I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monika that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so...
That's okay. Don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone.
Monika, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year?
Well, you know. To be honest, I can't stand all of the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monika's a really great leader.
Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. Must be hard to start a new club.
You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah!
We'll do our best.
You know it!
Everyone enthusiastically agrees. I love women too, Sass! I love women! I love women! I love women! I love cute girls! Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monika must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So, Emmy, what kind of things do you like to read? Wow! Considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. I just realized it's capturing my cursor in this. You're not supposed to see a tiny box sophomore from Nijis Anti Yen's 4th grade 𝘆cie on the screen. Hang on. Let me turn that off. There we go. Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. I've loved DDLC for almost 10 years. Same! I love DDLC. I can't believe it's almost a decade that it's been out. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But, you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. Oh, I read a horror book once. I have the Fazbear Frights books. I read Fazbear Frights Into the Pit. Well, I half read that one. I read the book Bunny Cool, yeah, because the second book in that one is In the Flesh, where MatPat gets Emperor. Sorry, Yuri, go on. I feel like we're reading different horror books. Yeah, I love her. I love her so much. She's so tism. I desperately grasp something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock.
Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you.
I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment.
Ugh, I hate horror.
Sorry, when I'm saying it in the American accent, it sounds like Natsuki's just saying she hates horrors. I hate horror. I could make Natsuki British. That might be awful. I won't do that. Oh, what is that?
Well, I just...
Natsuki's eyes dot over to me for a split second.
Never mind.
That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki?
What? What gives you that idea?
You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called...
Don't say it out loud! And give that back!
Fine.
I'm glad you enjoy the voice acting.
Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you are.
Sayori sidles up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders.
I'm not cute!
Natsuki, you write your own poems?
Huh? Well, I guess, sometimes. Why do you care?
I think that's impressive. Why didn't you share them sometime?
No!
Natsuki averts her eyes.
You wouldn't like them.
Not a very confident writer yet?
I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart.
Do you have writing experience too, Yuri?
Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers.
I guess it's the same for Yuri.
Aww, I wanted to read everyone's poems.
We all sit in silence for a moment.
Okay, I have an idea, everyone.
Eh?
Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika.
Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then, next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even.
Yeah, let's do it.
Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Emmy?
Monika smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem.
Huh? What's that?
Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club! Sayori may have convinced me to come stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and, I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But... I'm sorry, I thought... You all... Yeah, I would die in their spot too. Your MC's so real. So fucking real. So real. I used to read horror more, but then I came across gay literature in my life and it seems that's very valid. I love horror and everything though. I really love listening to Yuri talk about her interests in stories because I agree with them a lot. It's something that I will talk about this more when we're done with this scene. But something that I find very funny playing a game like this where the player character is meant to be kind of clueless and not into the same topic when I am passionate about these things and Yuri's like talking all this stuff and the MC's like, nah, you're just talking to a wall, bro. I don't get a word. And I'm like, no, I do. But yes, I would fold. Are you telling me you wouldn't fold at all four of these girls being sad? If you wouldn't, you're evil. I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club.
One by one, the girls' eyes light up.
Yes! I'm so happy!
Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down.
Hey! You really did scare me for a moment.
If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed.
Then that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club.
Thanks, I guess.
Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share.
Monika looks over at me once more.
Emmy, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself.
Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monika with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and 𝘆cie clean up their food.
Hey, Emmy, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together?
That's right. Sayuri and I never walk home together anymore because she always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well.
Yay!
With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayuri, 𝘆cie, Yuri, and of course, Monika. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in literature club? Yes, look at these girls! I mean, I like literature anyway, but girl, yes, of course you will. Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of the girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. I got myself, by the way, a pink drink for today. I got like a little aloe drink, a mogu drink. I specifically got one that's cotton candy flavored because it's the same kind of pastel pink they use for DDLC's UI. I haven't tried it yet. Let me take a sippy now. Oh wow, it really does taste like cotton candy. It almost feels like it's not hydrating me because I feel like I'm eating cotton candy. It's fascinating. Okay, anyway. It's time to write a poem. Pick words you think your favorite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem most. Okay, so, the thing here, right, you're about to say I speak 𝘆cie words. Yes, see, the issue is, first of all, I will say, as much as I love Yuri dearly, entirely, I think she is my beloved. I adore her, and I was just saying how much I love listening to her talk. She is the last of my picks in this game. That's partially, I'm not gonna lie, when I first started playing this game, it was a little bit out of spite, because I used to see other people play this game and talk about it, and I feel like, particularly for a lot of people who aren't into this kind of thing altogether, right, to people who dismiss most otames and visual novels and everything as just like lowbrow entertainment anyhow, and then they try DDLC for the first time, when they see characters like 𝘆cie and for some of them Sayuri, they just kind of write them off as dumb and annoying and not much else, and then Yuri being the first mature one that seems to think any further, then they're like, yes, this one's goated, this one's good, she's best, she's waifu, she's best girl, 𝘆cie's just a piece of shit. Especially because when you're actually playing this game, if you specifically lean towards Yuri the whole time, then 𝘆cie tends to be a little bit blunter and harsher with you, and vice versa for Yuri, because you're doing the opposite of the kinds of things they like. They're just not going to get along with you as easily. And it really bugged me as someone who really likes all of their characters. So I became like a full 𝘆cie stan, even though I liked her anyway. But I was like, no, I'm going hardcore to show just how great 𝘆cie is. However, again, I do still love Yuri. I hold nothing against her. I think she's a wonderful character, and I really like watching her story stuff. But I like 𝘆cie more. And the issue is also, I love Sayuri. I love Sayuri so dearly. Monika and Sayuri and 𝘆cie are like all really fucking high in my favorites for me. And I will be honest, when I play this game, this won't mean anything to anyone that hasn't played before, but I tend to min-max a little by picking Sayuri for the start, and then I switch to 𝘆cie later. Because, like, you know, Sayuri is your childhood friend also, it makes sense. And I think if I'm thinking about, I got an achievement for spending enough time in here for the music to loop, just because I'm yapping. If I'm thinking about the kind of poems that I'd write, when I write poetry and lyrics, I think I write closest to Sayuri's style. Monika's might be accurate to my own too, but obviously that's not an option here because she's the club leader. And I do find 𝘆cie and Yuri and everything, I really like their writing styles too, and I relate to them a little, but like, yeah, Yuri feels like similar to the way that Neri writes to me in his own poetry and lyricism. I write like Sayuri, and 𝘆cie, I just do it here because I love her. So it's really tricky. I'm not sure if I want to do Sayuri's words or 𝘆cie's here. It's really tough. I have no idea. Because I kind of, if I don't pick one of those two, I feel bad. I feel bad if I don't pick Sayuri because I love her and she's my friend, you know? I feel bad if I just go straight all in on 𝘆cie because she gave me cupcakes. But also I love 𝘆cie. But also I love Sayuri.
Sayori is the hardest to pick in this game, by the way, because Yuri and Natsuki words are so easy to spell. Yes, exactly. And particularly if you haven't played the game before and you don't know Sayori very well, it's very easy to misunderstand what kind of words she'd have because you don't fully read her personality, which is very intentional, and I think it's very cool. You guys will see that more as you go on. But, you know, she's a very silly, happy-go-lucky, and supposedly carefree person, at least in the MC's eyes, so it's really easy to mix hers up with Natsuki's or with Yuri's. Oh, I don't know who I want to pick! Yeah, see, I'm gonna write an amazing poem. The poem, random words. Yeah, they write a fucking poem and it just says hot, waterfall, pure, cheer, doki doki, sparkle, anger. And they're like, yeah, here you go. And then Yuri's like, wow, you know, I really like your attempt to write here. I think the metaphor is really good. Oh, okay, I still can't pick if I want to do Sayori or Natsuki. Fuck! You know what? Specifically because I need to be a Natsuki truther for the Natsuki Nation, which is underrepresented because everybody either loves Yuri or starts off with Sayori. I will go all Natsuki this time. I generally do Sayori first. Oh wait, now I'm getting Sayori first. Now my mind's changed because I usually do Sayori first and then change to Natsuki later. But I'm also thinking maybe I should do Natsuki because I feel like a lot of people don't get to see her early scenes because they usually watch people that pick Yuri. You know what I mean? Most, like, Yuri is the most popular pick out of these, I think, and then Sayori. So I feel like maybe I'll pick Natsuki's to represent because Natsuki best girl, but also I love Sayori. I love Sayori and I feel bad not writing one for her. I'm gonna flip a coin, and what I'm gonna do is, the thing with flipping a coin, if you flip it and it gives you an answer and you don't feel right about that answer, then that means you already decided for yourself and you just needed to hear it. Okay. Where the fuck is my coins? I don't have any coins. I use everything on my phone. Okay, hang on. Hey Siri, flip a coin.
It's tails.
I forgot to decide who was who. Okay. Natsuki heads, Sayori Sayori heads, Natsuki tails. Sorry. Hey Siri, flip a coin.
Heads.
Okay, I think we're going Sayori. I think I feel right about that. It's my usual process. You know what? Okay, wait, big brain. I'm gonna do Sayori now because I'm overthinking this so hard. I'm gonna do Sayori now because it's the way I usually play this game, and I think it's important to see her story first. And when I inevitably end up replaying some of it so I can do the side story stuff, I'll do all Natsuki then. But we will do mostly Natsuki later too. Okay. You guys get me? You get me? People who love Natsuki are so loud about it, and I love it. Yes, love your best girl, love her. Yeah, exactly. I think they deserve to be loud about it. But yeah, okay. Let's do Sayori. The issue here, though, is Sayori is really hard to get anyway, so I'm definitely about to fuck this up. There's a high chance that we're just gonna end up with a Natsuki poem. Okay. I know that's Yuri. I believe these words are Yuri because they're a little too intense. Anger is probably not either of them. Pure might be Sayori. Heart sounds like it's probably Natsuki. Cheer, I'm not sure if it's Sayori or Natsuki. Hopeless could be Sayori or Yuri. Death, I think, is one of the ones that actually jump scares you and might be Sayori's instead of Yuri's. Well, I say jump scares you, I mean tricks you, like baits you. Nibble is too cutesy, so it's probably Natsuki's. Let's go with Pure. Fuck! Okay, well, to be fair, I don't mind if we end up with Natsuki's anyway. Daydream. Frightening, agonizing, dark, anime, beauty, marriage, depression, charm, romance, tenacious. Oh! This one's tricky. Fuck. Oh, which ones out of these are a Sayori word? Like, I know that's a Natsuki word. I think this one's Sayori's one, isn't it? Yes. Insight, silly, wrath, ribbon, rainbow, loud, rainbow. Bouncy, clumsy, comfort, intellectual, comfort. Fireworks, jump, forgive, warm, vitality, kitty, massacre, lollipop, memories, chocolate, memories? I'm locked in. Feels Sayori sad one? Not necessarily. Sayori, I guess the best way to describe it here is there are 3 writing styles, right? Natsuki leans here pretty much all into cute words, or at least a lot of them are really cutesy or anime things, or overall they're just kind of childish and simple. You'll see this as when we see her poem, but most of her things are very short to the point. They are very plain language, and they're cutesy, they're silly, they're brief. With Yuri, her words are often darker overall, but rather than just darker, they tend to be longer and more intense. She uses very mature language. She likes her stuff to be flowery and baked in purple prose. Sayori, her writing is just kind of honest. Like, it feels very natural. She has some things that are really sad words, but some of them are really soft ones as well, like, you know, comfort and rainbow. Hers are just kind of, they land in the middle. It's just a very honest and genuine, you know, glass half full and half empty kind of writing. That's the way I've spoken. Yeah, she's not bittersweet. She's just kind of honest. Flying, skipping, landscape, skipping, variants, awesome, breed, lucky, love, skirt. Like for example here, after image and variants are most likely Yuri words because they're, you know, kind of fanciful words that you don't use in much regular conversation. Skirt and maybe awesome are probably Natsuki ones, where some of the others are a little more open. Flying and skipping are kind of throwing me for a loop. I'm not sure exactly who those would be. Breathe could be either Sayori or Yuri. I'm not sure whose love would be. I'm gonna take love just to find out. Oh, yay! Okay. Papa, bed, cheeks, misfortune, precious, misery, raindrops, sparkle, headphones, precious. Entropy, starscape, ocean, fluffy, incongruent, vacation, climax, shopping, nightgown, analysis. Ooh. See, I want to say fluffy, but that's probably the Natsuki word here. My style is most like Sayori now I think about it. Yeah, I relate a lot to her writing style. And I mean, we'll get to see them when we read their poems as well. I love the poems in this game. They are so incredibly done.
Hi, Nugget.
Entropy, starscape, ocean, fluffy, incongruent, vacation, climax, shopping, nightgown. I know incongruent and climax are Yuri words. Fluffy is probably the Natsuki word here. Entropy is definitely a Yuri word. Vacation, shopping, and... Oh! Let's try vacation. Yes! Philosophy, last essence, boop. I really want to press that one. Crimson, sunset. I know that one. Sunset, universe, desire, peace, promise. Promise. Sweet, tragedy, doki doki, sugar, uncontrollable, games, parfait, feather, hurt, ambient. Boop. Sweet, tragedy, doki doki, sugar, uncontrollable, games, parfait, feather, hurt, ambient. That's tricky. A lot of these are Natsuki words. Let's try feather. Yes! Oh, I'm so good at this. Crimson, my favorite of the ruses, yes. Crimson Rouge from... Rouge? Whoa! Gender bend. Crimson Ruse from Hollow Stars, English, Armis. Excitement, tears, wonderful, disarray, swimsuit, nature, marshmallow, mouse, giggle, fickle. Ooh. I think wonderful, tears, and marshmallow have chances. I think marshmallow is a Natsuki one, but I feel like that's a specific word where I've been wrong before on which one of these two it is. English Amis as opposed to Japanese Amis. Arubisu. Excitement, tears, wonderful, disarray, nature, marshmallow, mouse, giggle, fickle. Tears could also be yours. Let's try tears. I'm so goated. I think together is the one here. Cute, together, disown, socks, eternity, melancholy, alone, prayer, clouds. Let's try together. Yes. Captive, time, kiss, treasure, poof, poof, sunny, sadness, unending, pleasure, jumpy. Let's try treasure. Vertigo, sticky, lazy, joy, milk, rose, extraordinary, shiny, calm, and play. Oh, this one's tricky. Ooh, that's tough. Let's try joy. Playground, laugh, candy, email, infinite, vibrant, puppy, electricity, rain cloud. Family, journey, embrace, scars, existence, shame, peaceful, bubbles, broken, secretive. That's tricky. This is a tricky one. Family sounds like a very Sayori word. Journey, I'm torn between these two. Scars is probably Yuri. Embrace, existence is definitely Yuri. Shame, peaceful, broken, and secretive. These ones all feel like they could be Sayori, but I'm not entirely sure about them. They're peaceful. Yay! Holiday, blanket is probably the one I'm gonna go through, or childhood. Contamination, childhood, hair, sing, heartbeat, friends. Friends? Atone, hope, suicide, dream, inferno, imagination, unrequited, portrait, happiness, infallible, imagination. Oh! Okay, yeah, I should have guessed that. But I think we've definitely got a Sayori poem so far anyway. Incapable, fantasy, whistle, destiny, festa, strawberry, twirl, horror, empty, whirlwind. This one's a little tough too. Frick. Ooh, what do I want to do for my last word? This is definitely a Sayori poem anyway. But my brain wants to say strawberry, but that's gotta be a Natsuki one. I'm thinking empty. Maybe, no, whistle probably not. Fantasy? Let's try empty. Yay! Okay, we got it. Strawberry. I should remember my cotton candy juice. Wait, Monika, hang on, I'm sipping.
Hi again, Emmy.
That's my sorry voice.
Hi again, Emmy. Glad to see you didn't run away on us.
Don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out.
Thanks for keeping your promise, Emmy. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it.
Oh, come on. Like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it.
Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room.
Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monika and manga.
Manga is literature, too!
Swiftly defeated, Natsuki pops back into her seat. She's right, by the way! Speak your shit, Natsuki! You're right! You're right! She's right. It is literature. Objectively. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat.
Don't worry, guys. Emmy always gives it his best as long as he's having fun.
I probably should have made my name not lowercase. I don't remember when I did that.
He helps me with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room.
How dependable.
Sayori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once.
Is that so?
You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous.
How come? You and Emmy can become good friends too.
Sayori!
Hmm?
As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into.
Oh! Yuri even brought you something today, you know?
Wait, Sayori! Eh? Me?
Not really.
Don't be shy.
It's really nothing.
What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like some big deal when it's really not. Oh, what do I do?
I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking.
I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gesture from you was a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book.
I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted.
This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you! I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Well,
you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monika to kick off some scheduled activities for the club.
By the way, before we get into the scheduled activities and stuff, I think it's such a sweet detail. I love Sayori as a character. There's a lot of little things about this game that I noticed, especially upon going back through it. But I like how you could see in that moment, even though she's so sweet and silly and seemingly carefree from the MC's perspective, but the second Yuri actually seemed kind of upset about making everything a big deal, Sayori immediately dropped all of her whimsy and joking and apologized, and she dipped out of the conversation entirely once we started handling it. She's very considerate. She seems like a little bit of a klutz, but she's such a considerate and thoughtful person. She even mentioned before, the whole reason she's dragging us here is because she's worried about our future and cares about us and wants us to, have a nice life one day and not just have no friends and no social life. I love her. And also, yeah, I love Yuri here. She's so cute too. She's so sweet. It's so lovely that, like, even after barely meeting us for 10 minutes, she brought a book to make sure that we'd have something to read. She picked out something to make sure that we'd have something we could enjoy or maybe could read it together. Even though she tends to read things that are pretty advanced or horrific and stuff, she wanted to find something that would be on our level. I love it so much. Yeah, she totally gave me the metamorphosis.
Yay, I'm glad you like me voice acting.
Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monika to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monika are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, 𝘆cie is rummaging around in the closet. Man, it looks like no one wants to be bothered today. I slumped down into the nearest desk. How am I supposed to occupy myself with something literature? Literature. I think getting more American in my voice, especially because I'm voicing characters in an American way alongside speaking in my natural tone myself, means that I keep fumbling the way I say this word. Because on my own, I just say literature. 𝘆cie in a closet because she hasn't acknowledged her feelings for Yuri yet. How am I supposed to occupy myself with something literature related by myself like this? You got given a book, bro! You got given a book! Lock in! You got given a book by a cute girl! I guess I could always read some of the book Yuri gave me. Yeah, there you go. But I'm feeling a little too tired to read. I could probably fall asleep right now. I close my eyes and end up listening in on Sayori's conversation with Monika.
We're probably gonna seem really lame compared to all the other clubs, though.
Well, we can't give up. The festival is our chance to show everyone what literature is all about. The problem is that the idea of a literature club sounds too dense and intellectual. But it's not like that at all, We just need a way of showing that to everyone. Something that speaks to their creative minds.
It doesn't solve the problem, though.
What do you mean?
Even if we come up with the most fun thing ever, nobody will come in the first place if it's a literature event. So it's more important to figure out how to get people to show up in the first place, And after they come, we can do the thing to speak to their creative minds.
What's this? Sayori is taking this really seriously. It's rad to hear her deliberating like this. Huh, that's a good point. In that case, do you think food will do the trick?
What kind?
Well, I guess we could...
Cupcakes!
Good thinking. 𝘆cie would love to do that.
Oh, you're right! 𝘆cie makes the best cupcakes! That works out perfectly!
That wasn't why you suggested it?
Cupcakes speak to my creative tummy.
Cupcakes it is then.
I'm hungry.
Anyway, we still need to work out the details of the event itself. I find myself smiling. In the end, Sayori is still her usual self. But therein lies the unexpected reason I admire her. Unlike me, who has trouble finding any motivation at all, Sayori can put her mind to things and make them come to life. I suppose that's why I ended up letting her get on my case about things. I can't help but wonder what it would be like to see the world through her eyes. I opened my eyes to find Sayori's face filling my vision. I nearly fell out of my chair.
Sorry. Wait, Actually, no, I'm not sorry at all. It's your fault for sleeping like that. This isn't a napping club.
Does our school have a napping club?
You're staying up late again, aren't you? Now that you're in a club, you're gonna have less time for anime, you know. You'll need to get used to it.
Don't say that so loud. I glance over my shoulder to see if Monika overheard.
It's true, though.
Yeah, I know. You're always looking out for me, Sayori.
It's what I do best.
That's a problem. What about you? You look out for me better than you look out for yourself. You're still oversleeping every day, aren't you?
Not every day.
That's not very convincing. How many days this past week have you gotten up on time?
That's... It's a secret.
I know it.
Come on! At least give me the benefit of the doubt.
Girl, I cannot even do that. Look, Sayori, it's written all over you.
Eh?
Sayori glances around at herself.
How is it written all over me?
You were clearly in a rush this morning. Look, your hair is sticking out all around here. Huh. I run my fingertips down the side of Sayori's hair, trying to straighten it out. Oh yeah, baby! I was about to say I love Yuri, like I love lesbians, but I am playing a dude at the moment. But it's okay, it's gay anyway in my heart. I run my fingertips down the side of Sayori's hair, trying to straighten it out. Man, you really need a brush for this.
My hair is just really hard to get right.
I won't fall for that. There's more than just your hair. Look, your bow isn't straight either. And there's a toothpaste stain on your collar right here. I try to wipe off the stain with my finger.
But nobody would ever notice that.
Of course they would. Nobody's gonna tell you about it because they don't want to embarrass you. Fortunately, I don't really care about that.
Hey! Meanie.
And you don't even keep your blazer buttoned up. Seriously, Sayori. Why do you think you don't have a boyfriend yet? Ah! That's super mean! That is kinda mean. Imagine Monika made them Lebanese. They're Lebanese already. It's okay. Sorry, but you'll thank me later. I start to button her blazer from the bottom. Once you see how much better it looks, you'll change your mind. Let's go, lesbians! Let's go! Yippee! I'm ignoring that he was kind of really fucking mean to her. The art for this one is really pretty. The art for these games has improved a lot over time. Like, you can see little things like how their feet are kind of awkward here. And there's a lot of improvement in the new art for the promo for DDLC Plus. But I still really love a lot of the early things. You know, actually, not to be a nerd. Not to be a nerd. But looking at this piece is making me think of something that I've been trying to do lately that is really helpful for when you're working on big illustrations, especially if you have a time limit, that you can see the artist like focus their rendering not just on using like line weight or fancy shading or everything to draw your eye to whatever's most important, but by straight up not putting as much effort or cleanliness or rendering into everything that isn't necessary, because you know, it still looks good. But like her eyes and her hair, right, are all it's all cleaned up. It's all really nicely colored in and everything. There's super depth to it. There's all this extra effort into it. But for his hands and then all the way down to her feet, it's like, it gets the job done. Because it only needs to do that. Your eyes are just meant to focus here, and then you're mostly going to see this covered up by text box. And you're mostly just looking at Sayori the whole time. So for the sake of getting things done faster, sometimes you can just kind of cut corners this way. It's really helpful for art, especially if you're making things just for the, like, if you're trying to draw more and you find yourself overthinking pieces, especially when, rather than VN things, there's stuff that people are only going to look at for a second, you can kind of think about where you want to focus someone's eyes and then put all your details there and then not make yourself stress about things that aren't going to be visible to. Anyway.
This is so funny.
What is?
Whoa. I was just thinking how weird it is to have a friend who does these kinds of things.
Eh? Don't say that! Don't make me feel weird about it, stupid.
It's okay though. I'm happy we're like this. Aren't you?
I I guess.
Hey, be careful. The button might come off.
Why is this one so hard to close? I struggle to fully close the button near her chest. Does this thing even fit you properly?
It did when I bought it.
If you ever buttoned it, you would have noticed sooner that it doesn't fit you anymore. What are you smiling about?
It means my boobs got bigger again.
Don't say that out loud! No, I can't even judge her. I say shit like this all the time. As somebody who deals with my boobs getting bigger when I don't want them to, listen, man. You just gotta, that's just what happens sometimes. I've got a top that I'm gonna use for a cosplay I'm doing in April for a con I'm going to. And when I first bought it, it did not fit. It was way too small for my chest. So I got Neri's mom to adjust it. And now I'm having to ask her to adjust it again, like a year later, because it's still too small for me to possibly wear it at all. I already had this thing adjusted to fit, and now it's entirely unfitting again. Anyway, you look much better now, so, why does it feel strange to see Sayori's blazer buttoned up like that?
It's so stuffy. Ugh. It's not worth it at all!
Sayori hastily unbuttons her blazer once more.
That's so much better.
Sayori puts her arms out and twirls around.
So if I keep it unbuttoned, then I won't get a boyfriend, right?
What kind of logic is that? Why are you saying that like it's a good thing?
Because if I had a boyfriend, then he wouldn't let you do things like this. And you take care of me better than anyone else would anyway. So that's why I'm keeping it unbuttoned.
Stop saying all of these embarrassing things. She's so cute! She's so cute! I love childhood friends to lovers! I love childhood friends to lovers! You guys are such good sports for each other, but also you don't see fully through each other. At least she doesn't see fully through you yet.
Huh? I didn't say anything embarrassing.
Jeez. Well, anyway, just focus on trying to wake up a little earlier.
Only if you focus on getting to bed earlier.
Fine. It's a deal.
I guess we really are better at taking care of each other than we are at taking care of ourselves.
Yeah, I guess so, huh?
So maybe you should come wake me up in the morning.
You're doing it again, Sayori.
But I was joking that time!
Man, it's impossible to tell with you sometimes. I mean, I would have taken her seriously. Sayori, I would love to come and wake you up in the morning. Sayori, we can just move in together. I love you, Sayori. I'll come wake you up in the morning. I'll hold your hand. I'll bring you breakfast and bread and stuff, you know? I would love that, Sayori. Please. I can do that. Get this guy out of my way. I'll do it. I'll take care of you. I will take care of you and I will not judge you. But yeah, they're so real. It's part of why the childhood friends to lovers thing is really sweet as well. This sort of vibe that you get when you've been with someone so long, where you kind of understand all of their little habits, all of their little, I don't want to necessarily say flaws, but yes, flaws, and quirks and everything. Their weaknesses that they let slide in themselves. And a lot of them are things that, when it's you, it doesn't matter so much, regardless of your own mental state, you know? Because you feel like you know your own limits. You will look at yourself and be like, yeah, I mean, I haven't showered, but I'm not gonna die if I don't, etc. Whereas someone else will look at you and be like, dude, you need to take care of yourself. You need to look after yourself. You deserve looking after. I feel it a lot with Sayori, because I'm someone who likes taking care of other people a lot. I tend to do it very often. Neri can vouch for this. I was thinking about it while reading Sayori's stuff, because he like barely sleeps. You know, when you're an automaton, you don't need to so much, but his sleep schedule is very fucked. But I tend to work around that a lot, to make sure that he eats and everything, and he gets everything he needs. Whereas for myself, I'll be like, yeah, you know, you should go to sleep. Or messaging my friends like, oh, you should go to bed. And then they'll be like, oh yeah, what time is it for you? What time zone are you in? When you should go to sleep when you need to. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's 5 a.m. But like, don't worry about it. I'm good. You know what I mean? I'll be talking to someone else and making sure they get enough sleep and worried about them and their diet. And then I'm like, yeah, it's 5 a.m. and I had ramen for dinner like an hour ago. And I think I'm gonna have ramen for breakfast again in a couple hours. But like, I'm good, so don't worry about it. You though! But I think it's especially sweet with people where you've known each other this long like this, that you know things that even the other person doesn't realize about themselves, or just doesn't think other people would notice about themselves. She doesn't realize how much the MC cares for her until he points out things like the little toothpaste on her shirt. And vice versa. I love it so much.
Okay, everyone. Eh?
Monika suddenly calls out. By the way, total side note. I think it's really funny playing DDLC how obviously the writers are weeps. And I don't mean that by the actual, you know, anime intention of the game, because obviously it is made that way. It is made with anime stuff in mind. But that specifically, you can tell that a lot of their inspiration for writing comes from playing comes from watching subtitled anime or playing localized versions of Japanese games. Specifically, especially by the amount that they use instead of just like huh. They almost never say huh or wha, or they just say and also the amount that they go that's ... Because like pretty much nobody says that in regular English writing if they're just coming from an English one. They don't just say that's unless they're about to actually follow it up with something. But when they say it on its own as a sentence like that, it's a thing from anime. And it comes from anime because of I forget exactly what it is they're usually translating in Japanese, but there is a thing you can say in Japanese that does just function that way of saying like well, you know, and it's just like a sort of social thing. It's like what's it? Just a social cue, just say like, I don't want to say that. But you don't use it in English the same way. So we just got subtitled like that over time. But then if you read so much like translated Japanese stuff, then you'll start using it in your own writing. Yeah, exactly, the fucking sorewa. I think it all the time when I look at this. It's like, you know that one meme of those people like are looking through the snow and it's like, this thing has been here. How can you tell? But I think that it's like, Japanese sub-watcher has been here in this writing. How can you tell? That's... But anyway, it doesn't lessen the writing of this game, but I do think it's very obvious and I find it kind of part of its charm. It's a little silly. It's fitting anyway. Monika suddenly calls out,
Why don't we share the poems you wrote now? Yay! Emmy, I can't wait to read yours!
Yeah, same. I failed to sound enthusiastic, but Sayori still trots away to retrieve her poem.
By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night?
Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before.
Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait!
Sayori and Monika enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monika wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monika's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who should I show my poem to first? Okay, so usually, actually, I tend to do these because the order you do them in here doesn't really matter so much. It's just like, you know, well, except from the last one generally. But the order for the first doesn't really matter that much. Their reactions are just based on what kind of content the poem had. But I usually go from who's going to like it least to who's going to like it most. Or like I go from like least favorite to highest favorite, you know. So like when I'm writing for Natsuki, I'll do Yuri's first because she's not gonna have much to say about it, and then go on to like Sayori's and then end with Natsuki's or something like that. I think in this case I will do the same usual pattern, and I'll start with Yuri. I'll probably go Yuri, Natsuki, Sayori, and then Monika. Yeah. Quick moves from Mono music, just amazing. Yay! I'm glad you're having a nice relaxing time. Also, yeah, Sassy, you get what I meant about the about like the sleeping and caring for other people more. I knew you'd get it. Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. I can trust her opinion, to be fair. Yuri stares at the poem. I love this little O mouth of hers. It's really silly. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. Sorry. I forgot to start speaking. It's fine. It's fine. Don't force yourself. I'm not. I need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay.
This is your first time writing a poem, right?
Yeah. Why do you ask?
I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it.
So it's that bad.
No! Did I just raise my voice? I'm so sorry.
Yuri buries her face in her hands. She's so sweet. She's trying her best. She just wants to make sure she can give good critique. I love her habit of playing with her hair as well. It's such pretty hair. I would do the same.
I couldn't help but notice it's been several minutes and we really haven't gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people.
It's fine. I really didn't notice. What were you saying?
Right. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert.
I relate to this so hard, by the way. Real as fuck. Not only the thing she's talking about, but Yuri in this moment herself, because I was about to say, as soon as she started talking about new writers, I'm like, yes, I agree with everything you're saying. What she's saying is obviously very common of writing poems, because when it's a poem, you kind of have no rules or limitations to go off of from the start, you know? So you just kind of left with a blank page, and all you know is that you want to make it poetic, you want to make it almost pretentious, you need to make it sound fanciful, and it's kind of hard to embrace the vulnerability required of writing a poem at your first time, because you just picture in your head that it needs to be layered, it needs to sort of feel like you're smarter than the person reading, even though that's not necessarily like people don't go into it feeling egotistical like that, but it's the only way you can kind of think of it at first, you know? So you'll pick some stylistic thing, some way you've seen things written. Maybe you saw poems before where they wrote things in as few words as possible. Maybe you saw ones where they wrote things in really, really fancy layers and metaphors, and you just try to mimic that and then sort of come up with a meaning along the way, like she said. But the way I was relating to it is I think about this whenever I'm giving people advice on writing lyrics at first, especially trans lyrics, because I'm normally asked about that more, like translated lyrics. And there's a lot of specific habits that I notice very commonly in new writers, especially people writing trans lyrics for the first time, that I feel the same as Yuri when I tried to comment on them for the first time, that I'm like, okay, before I give you feedback on this, let me check. Is this your first time doing this? How much experience do you have with this and this? What is it you would like to hear? Can I know this and this background? And are you okay with all my feedback? Okay, cool. Right. We're good. We're bowling. Okay. And then I lock in and I'll give like 10 paragraphs of explanation on these habits and how to change them, and what I might personally nitpick, what I think should be changed, what I might do for flavor and style and all this other stuff, and recommendations. I like lock the fuck in. When people first ask me vague questions about like improvement or stuff like that, I can't answer at all. Or when they first start to me, I'm just like, I don't know where to, like, what should I say? But then once you get me locked in, I just go. Serena knows this actually. I kind of, I'm like Serena's little lyric assistant for like every original thing Serena writes. She comes over to me and she's like, hey, Emmy, let's lock in. Let's go through it. And then I just do all of this same type of rambling at her. I'm back. Welcome back. Why is MC glazing Monika? I mean, to be fair, I glaze Monika too. I think all of them deserve to be glazed. They're all gonna turn to little donuts. Anyway.
Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice, and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone in the club gives you valuable feedback. 𝘆cie can be a little biased, though.
Biased? How?
Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry.
It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or to 𝘆cie. Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Please do.
Her smile is so pretty. I love when she smiles like this with her eyes closed. It's so pretty. Her eyelashes here, they're so cute. This is my favorite expression of hers, when she's actually smiling like this.
I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny.
After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Let's go! I love the poems. I love the poems. I love poems. I love all of their poems, but I think Sayori's and Monika's my favorite to read, but I really like reading Yuri's ones too. I love watching other people play these games so they can experience the poems too, but anyway. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. It's such a good poem! Don't worry, I intend to read all of them out loud. You're good. I love all of the poems in this game, but Yuri's ones are very poignant. They're very beautiful. I think her second poem is my favorite, but I do like Ghost Under the Light a lot. The light flickers and I flicker back really sticks with me a lot. It's almost written like lyrics in that way. It's one that obviously is thoroughly first. It's her most, even though her second poem you'll see later is most like baked really hard into this long metaphor. This one is the most like vague about it when you first see it, so that if you've never experienced any literature before, it's just like, what? Huh? But I like all the ways you can interpret it, you know. I like this feeling of the idea of just like looking up at these streetlights and there's nothing left in this world. It's barely just flickering and all you're trying your best to hang on to whatever you remain. This sense of like nostalgia that's fading away from you, or rather than nostalgia, more like your comfort and your sense of home slipping away from you. The light flickers as it barely holds on to the last of its battery before it may be replaced with something fluorescent and something new and something bold and bright and shiny. It flickers with the last of its little dying breaths, and all you can do is flicker back. You live under this light, you're trying to bathe in it and hold onto it while it lasts. It's comfy, it's warm, it's, you know, like fluorescent lights are cold and harsh and burn your fucking eyes, they're bad for you. But this is warm and it's like, you know, not just standing under it but bathing in it fully. So when it flickers, you flicker too. Your mind is fragmented and there's not much left to do. I like it. They are really pretty. I like all the poems. I don't probably get the metaphors. I can appreciate how the words are used. I mean, yeah. And the thing is, especially with Yuri's, for a lot of them, the thing is that like it doesn't matter if you don't necessarily get the metaphors, because it's about what you feel and take from it, you know? That's why sharing literature back and forth like this is so fun, because you can take your own feeling from it. I feel, obviously they all have their own intention behind them and their own personal thing, but whatever you feel with it, even if you just feel this is pretty and it made me feel this emotion, is good. And that's good. That itself is interpreting something, you know? It's about what you take away personally from it, not necessarily what is correct. Especially with Yuri's, and she does go on to say this herself, I think, in a second. Because Sayori's are generally pretty honest about her life experience. Natsuki's normally talk about more broad topics of how she sees the world. Yuri's are kind of personal, but they're also vague in this way of trying to capture emotions where anyone could take anything from them. These concepts and feelings that you can't really put into plain words. And then Monika's, I'll get into later, because I feel that they land this balance between Sayori's and Yuri's, I think, where a lot of them seem kind of looser like this, but they always have a very poignant and specific intent with what she's going through. But yeah, I don't know, I just like the bittersweet cozy feeling of this one, you know? Yeah, I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past, you know? Like clinging to the last of what you have left, bathing in something, even if this, like that light too is artificial. You know, I'm gonna start sounding like a pretentious and overthinking, but this is how you interpret things like this. You just sit there and think of every possible thing that comes to mind, and then they all give you a feeling. But yeah, like that light too is artificial. It's dying. It needs to be replaced, but it's living in the breathing air of the present, but living in the past kind of sums it up. It's quickest, to be fair. I've cried from sadness reading something happy. It's sometimes weird how your body handles the words you read, right? That's a lot of why literature is so interesting. It can really give an entirely different feeling to every single person who reads it. Like with this one, I feel comforted, despite how I think a lot of people when they first read it just kind of feel this odd confusion that then leaves them a little unsettled, especially because it says ghost under the light, and it isn't necessarily specifically a ghost. I tend not to think of it, I tend not to take the word ghost literally here, but it can be, because then, you know, you think about the light flickering and them flickering back. It's like the second that this light goes out, this person's going to disappear entirely. You won't be able to see the remains of this ghost once it's dark, or maybe once it's entirely just fluorescent white lighting, there won't be any contrast with them. they'll just blend into the crowd and they'll be gone. There'll be nothing left of them. Or at least this ghost of their memories, their old version. Maybe they've moved on into a new form. But it reminds me, I tend to think very visually when I'm thinking of these things. That's part of why I think my writing style is similar to Sayori's, because of the ways that she describes the stuff that we'll see later. But also I like Yuri so much because I tend to put things into very visual metaphors when I'm trying to explain feelings when I'm writing. Both for lyrics and especially for like regular like writing, like stories and roleplay and poetry stuff. Because I hear these kinds of words and I just like see pictures in my head. I see colors and images and all these kinds of things I remember, and then I put those to express stuff to people. I normally can't put it into plain words how I want something to feel, so I go for a visual metaphor, so then I can like make someone feel that feeling in them, and it's like, yeah, that feels like this, doesn't it? Like, I think there was a time recently that I was writing something with someone, and I was thinking about a character trying to express their feelings, like the weight of their emotions, that they kind of wanted to confess their crush to someone, but also they were held back by a lot of issues, and they weren't sure if they liked them, or if they should do that, if they could do that. They had a lot of like restrained issues they couldn't address, and rather than describing that as them like and also for context, that like this was sort of being brought to the front because the other person in question said something really sweet to them, but that also reminded them of their own like trauma and history. So it was like they were just suddenly confronted with it in a way that they couldn't prepare for, and the other person then backed out of it, so they didn't know what to do. And the way I described that in my narration for it, even though the character themselves said very little, and I could just say like, wow, that hurt in their heart, I described it myself as this metaphor of shattering glass. Like their sense of like restraint and limits holding their feelings back was like this tempered glass, because it is made to be strong to hold them back, but it is still glass. They still just have a fragile heart, and the second these words were said to them, it like pierced through it, it shattered onto the floor, and they wanted so badly to speak these words up, but then I described that itself as just like swallowing it, picking up what fragments were left and swallowing it down, because that will hurt less than tearing their heart out into the open and dropping it on the floor before this person, only for it to be rejected. And that is very dramatic. But specifically, it's like, I don't have plain words for how that kind of thing feels, but the idea of it being glass that they break through, that is pierced and then left in crumbs on the floor, and physically trying to swallow it gives a very visceral feeling inside your body, you know? And I like that. That kind of a visual or less literal thing is how I like to express feelings. So I like it, and Yuri's a lot like this, because this one makes me think of it reminds me of how I often get nostalgia and comfort from things that aren't entirely good or comforting in my life, but they are familiar. They are the things that I cling to because they are familiar and they feel like home, even if home isn't necessarily always the best thing for them to be. Like, I always listen to something when I'm going to sleep. Sometimes that's like I'm listening to a stream or a VOD. Sometimes I'm listening to music, like lo-fi. Sometimes I'm listening to ambient ASMR and stuff like that. It really varies. I tend to go through like phases of listening to one specific video or like type of sound or background noise for like a month, and then I switch it over. Like say lately I've been sometimes I watch like a really long stream from someone I like where they're just doing something comfy, or sometimes then I'll change it to listening to lo-fi radio again. But one thing that I find comforting myself is there's these videos people make that are made for like ASMR and comfort and background stuff, where it's just the POV of like sleeping in a car while someone drives down the highway and through the town for like 10 hours straight, and you just have like a, you know, the gentle sort of orange lights of old street lamps and everything every now and then, the overall darkness, the hum of the engine, maybe rain outside, stuff like that. It's just like filmed from like POV, a seat in the car, and it's overall not that pleasant of a noise, I think, to most people when you listen to it at first, because it's a little bit distracting. It's almost like I've just like left my computer fans on or something, but it's very familiar to me because you know, I mean, I travel around a lot as an alien and everything in a spaceship, so it's kind of the same thing. But there were times even when I was a little cow that I had to get around, and they just put you in fucking trucks for that whenever you got to get everywhere. And you got to go a lot of places if you keep moving far because everyone keeps getting abducted by spaceships. So because it's familiar to me, I find it comforting, even though most of my memories associated with that are not pleasant. Like, the memories themselves aren't that good. I don't want to be a little cow in a truck. That's not very nice. I don't want to go to another farm, bro. That sucks. However, it is familiar, it is nostalgic, it is home, and it feels warm, and I find myself getting to sleep to it sometimes, especially if I'm stressed. Then it is soothing because it sort of balances together this mix of the things that stress me out and the things that make me feel comforted and safe. And so when I'm wrapped up in my own bed feeling these feelings, then it's kind of it's just warm, and that's what I feel reading this poem. That's what it reminds me of. But yeah, that's why I like this poem. But you can take it any different ways with all of these poems as well. Any interpretations that you guys have, anything that they make you feel, I would love to hear them. Even if you just think, wow, this one is pretty, or wow, this one is confusing, I would love to hear it all. Because these are like my feelings that I get from them, but that does not necessarily mean that they are the intended one or exactly what they mean or anything. That's just you know, I'm sharing literature. The MC, however, is about to say none of that. But it's okay, that doesn't matter. He takes my drink as well. Anyway. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. Girl, you write in cursive. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Huh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you liked it. I lose brain cells when I talk to girls. Yeah, real. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I developed brain cells talking to Yuri specifically though. And the MC as well. I mean, because also I agree with that. But I feel like they like gained them. One of the things that's so interesting about playing with Yuri, and one of the reasons that I'm actually, that I do appreciate that so many people who are entirely new to this thing, to this game, and just kind of pick it up for the sake of like seeing, you know, trends about it. A lot of them gravitate to Yuri, and I have my opinions on that I said before. However, I do like that a lot of them end up learning that way to appreciate literature itself when they might not have considered it more before, because she teaches you a lot of stuff. She really likes teaching and learning, and I think that's really nice. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you in a ghost, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Emmy. This is what I was saying. You guys just heard all that fucking yapping from me about my own feelings with this poem. You just heard all of this, all of that fucking yapping from me about my own feelings with this poem, and the MC's like, yeah, are you, so you like ghosts and stuff? Again, to be clear, Yuri is about to say exactly what I'm saying. That is a perfectly fine interpretation, but that was not what it was about from the get-go. I'm going to teach them a lesson. I'm giggling with the same affection that Yuri is here, but I do find it very funny. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Emmy. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it, after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. That's why I like these, because you guys, if any of you guys aren't into poetry, then you get to be the MC and learn all of the stuff I was just saying via Yuri's response. I love this game. I love this game so much. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing, really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. I really like how encouraging she is, you know? Like she might seem at first when you read her poems, especially as someone who just kind of doesn't know anything that's going on. Like, she's a little gonna be a little pretentious about it, but she just honestly is like, yeah, you know, you think you should notice these and these things, and eventually you'll start picking up on them as well. She enjoys seeing the whole process of someone get into literature. She's just like me for real in that regard. Like, I relate to at least something in every single one of these characters. I love encouraging people to think more about the things that they feel and the reasons behind media that they interpret, you know? To like think just that little bit further and connect with characters and stuff on their own level and relate to stories and consider like all the different ways that they could be looked at rather than just what's literally on the page. It's so fun, especially because I'm a lyricist. It's because I'm a lyricist. It's because I'm a lyricist and I like teaching people to overthink the same way I do. But anyway, 𝘆cie time. Should we 𝘆cie? Yeah, let's do 𝘆cie next. I like to leave Monika for last.
Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you.
That's a little blunt.
Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It didn't evoke any emotions.
So basically, it's not cute enough for your taste.
Do you want to get smacked?
I'll pass.
Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it.
Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try. But that's about it. I think I fucked up my tone there for a little bit, but yeah, I love this one.
Well, excuse me, princess.
I love 𝘆cie, by the way. That whole conversation was so tense and short. She has a lot longer conversations with you, and they come off a lot more gentle when you write stuff towards her style rather than to the others. And they're especially brief conversations if you only write towards Yuri as well. However, I think even then, she kind of just like, you know, she's a little blunt and a little rough around the edges in the way she says things, but she's just kind of right in what she's saying. It didn't evoke any emotions because, especially since we were going for the 𝘆cie approach, we just kind of wrote something plain. We wrote what we thought poetry would be, some kind of little story that didn't really get anything specific. And 𝘆cie knows that we probably won't like it because she doesn't write in a way that's very fanciful and stuff. She knows that her style isn't for everyone. It comes off like she's just being like, ugh, you won't like it anyway and you suck, but she's really just honest. She's upfront. But yeah, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. And see, I like how the difference with these as well is I think 𝘆cie's poems are fucking great, mind you. They are still awesome. But when you first listen to 𝘆cie's, especially doing them right after Yuri's, they're total opposites, where in Yuri's they're made to be very broad in the way that they say things, even though she clearly has her own intent behind it, so that you can really take whatever you wish from it. They're very loose to interpret, whereas 𝘆cie's are meant to leave you with a very specific feeling. You know, you can still read them how you wish because they're poetry, but she doesn't like her meaning to be misconstrued and just kind of vaguely up for interpretation. She has a point that she's getting to with each of her poems, which is fitting for 𝘆cie, you know, she's a very pointed person in her words. Whereas Yuri kind of dodges around a little more and she likes to sit and stew on her thoughts more. I think it comes off first to a lot of people, especially if they're focused on Yuri more, that 𝘆cie's just stupid, but it's not. She just pointed, and I really like that about it. She's gonna say about everything that I was gonna say about this poem in a sec, so I will let her do the yapping instead. But I think it's such a great example of it. She writes poem to be digested rather than just for you to take as you will, you know? She has a point for each of hers. And you get it. The goal is for it to be got.
Yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it.
I like it.
What? Just be honest.
I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it?
Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously.
But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yes, exactly! I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it.
Yeah, I understand.
But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like, I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in that last line.
So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized.
That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you?
Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if 𝘆cie is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. See? I love her, and she's exactly right. Her poems are made to be understood from the get-go. Oh, I forgot to have all these saves here. Are made to be understood from the get-go. She just has a point with them and she wants to get directly to that. And she's right about their little her wordplay as well. When things are really easy, when they're really easy in their wording, then you can play around with your flow and stuff in a way that most people understand. Whereas when things are phrased a little more like Yuri's is, then it's a little harder if you're new to poetry to read them the way they're spaced to everything, or feel like, you know, go with the flow as it maybe was intended. I like it. I love 𝘆cie's poems. They are just as good literature as everyone else's. I love them so much. I love her. I love you, 𝘆cie. I love you, 𝘆cie. I love you, 𝘆cie. I also think it's really fucking cute how immediately she starts rambling and everything the second you actually get it and give her a chance. Because see, it's like I said, she's not actually doing this to be an asshole or anything. She's just used to not being taken seriously because her stuff is not made to be fanciful. She's used to not being taken seriously because she's little and she comes off kind of blunt and stupid and silly and cutesy in her taste. But just because something is upfront and not subtle does not make it bad. Speaking as someone who also loves like kids media and magical girls and cute stuff and silly movies and everything, just because something is straight to the point in its message and is not subtle about it does not make it bad. I love it. I love it. I love her. Who's a strong poem to next? Sayori!
Oh my goodness! This is so good of me! I love it! I had no idea you were such a good writer!
Sayori, you must be seriously overreacting. I am not a good writer at all. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing.
Well, maybe that's why. Because I have no idea what I like either.
Jeez. Yuri's opinion was way more constructive than this. Are you sure you don't just like it because I wrote it?
Huh? Well, I'm sure that's part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of people. I think I understand you better than a lot of other people, you know? So when I read your poem, it's not just a poem. It's an Emmy poem! And that makes it feel extra special. Like, I can feel your feelings in it.
Sayori hugs the sheet against her chest. You're so weird, Sayori. No, she's right! She's right!
I'm really happy just that you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now.
Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. She's right though. This is why stuff like poetry and art and everything is so special. I don't care about the quality of something when it's like someone that I care for that did it. I just like seeing that they expressed it. I got to learn a piece of their feelings. I got to feel something of theirs just by reading it and experiencing it. It's so nice. It's so special. Especially when these two like have been so close for so long, but you can kind of tell through the way they talk so far that they kind of don't question much about each other. They've been close for such a long time and just kind of accepted everything, but they don't look too far into each other's feelings ever. So you finally get to, you know, look past that by reading poems of each other. It's so sweet. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but it doesn't mean I'll break my promise.
See? It's like I said before, Emmy. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people. That's something that only really good people do.
Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. And again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all.
Yeah. And I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you.
Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then.
Yay! Now you read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this.
We'll see about that. I love Sayori poems! 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 I love her poems so much. I love her poems so much. Anyway, okay.
Dear Sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the Let me start over. Dear Sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you miss me, kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above. The sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. I love her poem so much! You see what I mean now about how Sayori's writing is just very honest compared to the others. 𝘆cie writes things in very short, simple words, but also because she always has a specific point she wants to get. She wants to say something specific to another person. She's like, yep, it's about this feeling in the world. There you go, I wrote about it. And Yuri writes about her experiences and these concepts and everything, but in very, very vague ways to try and share those with someone else. Whereas Sayori, it's just kind of honestly about her own feelings in the best way she can put it. She just pours them honestly onto the paper. And I think that's part of its charm, because for some of this, it seems a little bit more loose at first, you know? It seems a little bit more, I don't want to say poetic, because they're all poems, but a little bit more poetic and layered in the words that she uses and stuff, you know, because she's talking about, you know, sunshine glowing through and kissing her on the forehead and stuff like that, whether it's asking her certain things. Then also just ends it like 𝘆cie did, with breaking any rhyme scheme or flow she had, but just, I want breakfast. And I think it's, I don't know how to put it. It makes me feel so fluffy and soft inside in this way of just appreciating the mundanity of the world in this poem, you know? Because I know exactly what I was about to say in a sec to tease her. Because the I want breakfast seems kind of silly, but it's just like, it's this feeling that, looking towards the sun each day, and how also she says here that if it wasn't for the sun, she could sleep forever. Sometimes it's hard to get up in the morning. It's often hard to get up in the morning. It's she oversleeps a lot herself, but it doesn't even just mean sleeping. It's like, you know, having the motivation, the feeling to do it is difficult. But the sunshine, whether in here it's literal sun or perhaps someone in her life, like comes in gently, asks her to play with her, to be her friend, to give her something to look forward to. And it's like, okay, well, I want breakfast. Sometimes after all of that, after all of these emotions that you can go through in the feeling of getting yourself up in the morning, of getting past your there's a word that I was looking for, but I lost it. But of getting past the apathy that you come from when you're asleep, of this feeling of just wanting to sleep forever and letting things pass, and of being coaxed out of it gently by the sun and stuff. The only thing you can do is stop and think, and just think, well, I'm hungry. You just kind of think about your base emotions and feelings and needs and everything, you know? And that's how you get by. You just go step by step, go, yeah, well, I want breakfast. I'm not going to think about the fact that I could have slept forever, or how much it took for me to get out of bed, or the specific reason and everything right now. I'm hungry. It reminds me of, like, I think a lot of people go through this when they have big emotional experiences as well. Obviously in this one it's about waking up, but relating that last thing I said to other stuff. Like, I feel like there's a lot of times that maybe you'll be having like a crazy breakdown or something, right? Like it feels like the whole world is about to end, or you have a panic attack or a meltdown, or you're sobbing over something, and like you go through so much. And then eventually as you're coming out of it, you stop for a second, you're just like, man, I'm fucking hungry. Crying takes work. All these emotions took work. The thing is done now. Whatever I was upset by is just like gone out of the way. I want food. I want soup. I'm gonna make soup. I'm going to get up today and I am going to eat soup. And that's all I need to think. And sometimes that's all you can think. The sun gently brought you out. Maybe it's her friends or even the MC, you know, gave you these little hints of love. What's the word I was looking for? This comfort and tenderness and consideration, kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making her rub the sleepy from her eyes, trusting her to wish away a rainy day. I like that line specifically as well. Like the sun wants her as much too, you know? It's wishing her out. It wants to play with her, to bring her smiles and everything. All this stuff. She has these things to look forward to, this love in her life. And on her end, if not for that specific love, then she could just waste away. She has no motivation for anything. But it's okay, because she has that. So all she can do is now get up and get breakfast. I
like it. I love it so much. I love it so much. It's so tender. I love it so much. Sometimes there is such comfort in just going through the motions in your day, and I think this one really expresses that tenderly. I love Sayori's writing. It's so gentle. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this?
No, just a little bit.
You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question.
I forgot to do it last night.
Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself.
Don't be mean. I still tried my best.
Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice. Or, how should I put it? It sounds just like you.
Really?
Yeah. Especially that last line.
I made eggs and toast.
Even though you're late to school.
It's time to skip breakfast. I get all cranky.
Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me.
This was so much fun. Monika's the best.
I said that like Klee, Genshin Impact.
Jean is the best. Kaya's the best. Amber is the best. D-Luke is one of those weird grown-ups.
Yeah.
But next time, I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever.
Well, I guess I look forward to it. I really like even that conversation that they have there. I forgot which exact line I was going to point out there for a sec, but I wanted to read through everything she was saying first. Hang on. Where was it? Sounds just like you, especially the last line. Yeah, this part where she says, where we say, it sounds just like you. And she's like, really? Yeah, especially the last line. I made eggs and toast. It goes exactly for what I was saying, you know? Like, she takes joy in all these little things in her life. Because sometimes it's kind of, you can tell from this, she's so seemingly simple-minded. Because it's just, that's just her way of experiencing the world. She's just enjoying things as they are. Because that's all she really knows how to do. She just experiences things in the moment. It's really sweet. And sometimes it's the best way to get through life. She finds making eggs and toast even when she's late for school sweet. Because, like, she probably overslept. She was writing this in the morning and going through her feelings. And even, as they said, this sounds just like her. You can experience through this what her feelings were in the morning. And they weren't just, I'm hungry. They were how much it took for her to get out of bed. And this gentle love that she tried to get up for. The feeling of going to this club and seeing her best friend. Or, you know, partner, etc. But, like, even though she was late after all of that, stopping to make eggs and toast and just giving into that, giving herself that little treat, is what gave her the cheer to come and keep going. To keep going and get all the way here. I love her. She's so sweet. She's so sweet and tender and seemingly simple in the way that she thinks the world, but it's not because she's dumb. It's because she's just like, sometimes you just gotta enjoy simple things, man. Life is mundane and that's sweet. And sometimes that's the best you can do. You just enjoy that. She doesn't particularly know another way to do it. And I love that about her. I love her. She's so real. She's so real. She's so real. She's so real. I love you. I love you. I love you. Who should I show my poem to next? Monika! What's up? I love this game. Hello! I love this game too. This is why I've been yapping so hard. Because I actually realized that I've spent so fucking long. I told myself, or I told you guys too at the start of this, that I was like, yeah, I'll probably go for just like a couple hours on this because I do have, you know, my schedule's a little messed up today for messing up, for getting stuck in another dimension on the way here. But I've spent so long with half of my time just being yapping about the poems that my time today is all messed up. I thought I'd get way further than this. Whoops. Hi, Emmy. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. You can go to past single day. Yeah, we're on day 2 of the game, technically. Because we wrote our first poem, which we do overnight. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Emmy. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monika my poem. I like this one. It makes me think of something Sayori would like. Is that so?
You and Sayori are really good friends, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you had these sorts of things in common.
Well, we may be good friends, but Sayori and I are actually really different. My favorite Doki is 𝘆cie, closely followed by Sayori and Monika, and then Yuri. However, I will say I love Yuri too. I adore every single character in this game, even if I have my own faves. We may be good friends, but Sayori and I are actually really different.
Well, that may be the case. But maybe there are also some similarities that you wouldn't expect. The way she talks about you, it sounds like the two of you really care about each other's well-being. Even if you show it in different ways, it ends up being more similar than you'd think. So I think that's the kind of vibe I get when reading your poem.
Aw. You sure you're not reading into it too much?
I could be. Oh gosh, I sound like Yuri. But in any case, Sayori's writing has a kind of gentle feel to it. I can tell that she likes exploring with emotions, like happiness and sadness. Who knew that someone so happy would enjoy sad things too?
Also, base taste William Afton's Dead Rotting Corpse. Crazy name to be talking about this. I only just clocked that. But base taste. Although to be fair, I would say that about any order of faves because I love them all. Yeah, that's totally unexpected.
Well, to each their own. And you shouldn't be afraid to experiment a little bit either.
I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this.
That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now?
I'm thinking things that I can't say yet.
Don't worry, I'm not very good.
You sound pretty confident for someone who claims not to be very good.
Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know?
I see.
Well, let's read it then.
Oh, I love this poem too! I love Monika poems so much! I cheered for every single one of them, but I really love these. Voicing is Pete, thank you. There's some little details I have in my mind about how I voice these guys, especially Monika, but I don't want to elaborate on them yet until we get to the end. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it though. Okay.
Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See, the direction the sparkle protrudes. A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas, already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out.
So, I can't really comment on this one, I'm realizing now, because all of my thoughts about this involve my thoughts about this game as a whole and everything I know about Monika, but I'm trying not to spoil anything for people who haven't played it yet. So I will try not to think about what I think her intention is here and more other ways to think about this poem. But I love the way she writes for this, you know? I feel like you really don't expect it of Monika at first. Like, they joke about, like, you know, oh, who would think that someone so Genki was into sad things with Sayori and stuff as well. But Monika's is the one that I think comes as more of a surprise at first. Sayori having a side that's more tender and gentle, or exploring her sadness and her emotions makes sense, because if you actually think about her, beyond just seeing her as dumb and stupid, you realize that pretty plainly this whole time, she just enjoys the simplicity of these things, going through the motions, experiencing life with her friend, thinking about her happiness, her sadness, as plain as they can be. She's honest about it in her writing, you know? With Monika, she writes things in a way that feels so visceral. Because I said that I relate to Sayori's writing style, my own stuff, a lot, but Monika's is also very familiar to me. Because it's a lot like what I was saying before about how I like to put things in ways that you feel first. Like Yuri writes her stuff in a way that sounds very abstract and very floaty and vague when you first see it. You'll notice this more in some of her later stuff as well, and in these big metaphors. With Monika, she's still using metaphors in this way, but rather than making it sound like it's really, really vague, there's very clearly an intended thing here, and she gets that across by making you physically feel something, and I like that a lot. Like, it's so stuck in this specific metaphor, you know? And even knowing on my end what I think she was trying to say with this, it's like, there's clearly a very specific intent, even if you don't know what it is, but unlike 𝘆ći's specific intent, where it's made for you to understand it from the get-go, it's just like you feel this, you picture yourself in this situation, and whatever emotion that makes you feel, that's what she wanted. Even if she can't put that into words, because it's not a concept you could understand, because you are not in her brain. I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that. I really like writing feelings like this in stuff myself for characters, and when I'm writing lyrics as well, because I want to make you feel something that the character is feeling, but not always just tell you. Because just telling you, first of all, that's not how everything works. But when you're writing poems like this, and like I said, sometimes there's concepts that you can't just understand by just saying them to someone, because they're not you, they're not in your brain, or they haven't experienced this. It might be beyond their comprehension. But with lyrics and stuff as well, if you just tell someone your exact story that's happening word by word, then they won't relate to it and they won't get anything from it. But you want to make them feel that emotion, even if it comes through a different source. So like here, yeah. I love the writing here. I don't know how to put it other than visceral. It's so good. There's this feeling like that, no, suddenly. It's all like, from the very first line of just, it couldn't have been me, it feels so much like you're like, whoa, you feel kind of like you're thrown into a movie scene, you know? It feels like the person writing this is already going through something. They are in this moment and they are living it and they feel wrong. A noisy neighbor and angry boyfriend, I'll never know, I wasn't home. I can't see, I reel blind like a film left out in the sun, but it's too late. My retina is already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. I love that metaphor. You know, because the second you read that, even if you don't know what she's talking about, you get this emotion from it. This idea of seeing something, and then it's like being suddenly blinded with light. A film that you can picture it like in the sun, burning to pieces, glowing orange and scorched with this memory that you could never erase. All it can do now is burn with that, but keep those copies. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it! It's so good, it's so good, it's so good. Just a little hole, it wasn't too bright, it was too deep, stretching forever into everything, a hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in, I was looking out. Oh, I forgot to read the last line! And he on the other side was looking in. I'm gonna reread it one more time from the start because I forgot that last line, but yeah. And this whole last part, I have my feelings here, and I won't get into them all yet. Although I imagine most of you guys know vaguely what I'm talking about anyway. But even if you don't know what she's getting at here, it's like kind of horrifying from the get-go, you know? You get this same feeling of just experiencing something that you weren't supposed to, seeing something beyond the knowledge that you were meant to have. This feeling of like looking at something and then realizing like, oh god, oh what, huh, and realizing the world is bigger than you thought it was, you know? This idea of looking into a tiny hole, being blinded by it, and then peeking only to realize that you're not looking into a room or something. You were the one that was caged, and you were looking out beyond into something you've never ever seen before, and something else was looking back at you. It's such a cool feeling. I love it. Are you gonna do the side stories? Yes. Also, this is great. This is me yapping. But yes, I'm gonna do the side stories as well, because I'm playing DDLC Plus. And I haven't done any of the side stories yet. I've unlocked half of them already because I have played it before on my own time, both on regular DDLC and on Plus, but I haven't touched any of them yet, so I intend to do that myself. This stream, if I had the time today, I would play through the whole main game in this one stream easily, but since I don't, we'll probably stop a little bit after these poems, and then I'll do another one to finish through the rest of the game, and then I'll probably do another one going through most of the side story stuff. Anyway, yeah. I love this. I'll reread it one more time because I missed the last line before. But I also kind of like with this one how it kind of takes an extra scroll to get to that. I like the feeling of stopping and then only hitting that last line at the end, you know? I love it. It kind of fits for it. Because Monika uses her spacing and how she places the words on the page really purposefully in hers. But yeah. It couldn't have been me. See? The direction the sparkle protrudes. A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retina's already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in.
So, what do you think?
It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. I am, Monika! I am! This MC is not, but I am! I would love to talk about your poems, Monika! You said you're always listening, please listen to me. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. That's what I was just saying. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that, because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monika's writing tip for the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. She's right, by the way. I say this all the time. Sometimes you just gotta make it exist now and make it good later. Especially when it comes to things like writing as well. Yeah, especially when it comes to things like writing, it's really easy to get stuck on, and with poems all, to get stuck on phrasing something the perfect way or using the perfect metaphor, the perfect description in order to just get that feeling right. But it's a lot easier to write it and then go through the rest, and then if you still feel bad about it later, you can come back and change it. Sometimes, actually, for example, when I was writing my stupid little poem with my totally secret code that was totally secret and totally hard to decipher in my posts on YouTube and when I was tweeting about this stream. The first goal of that was just to get my little code in there, and then afterwards I was fussing over the rest a little bit, and at first I was trying so hard to make it sound like to just get those that code in or make something sound coherent, and then I was like, wait, hang on, okay, I just need to stop. Let me write through this whatever way would make it natural in order to make something that feels fitting to this story, because I was actually kind of writing that poem. I did actually have thought behind that poem and about kind of the POV of Monika in this game. I'm big brain like that. Yeah. I'm kidding. But the thought was real. I'm kidding about me being a huge brain. And I just kind of went with it and flowed with this metaphor and whatever it made me think of, and just kind of laid that down. And then I got to go back and piece it together and realized, oh, actually, I think I've come up with something that kind of expresses this feeling well. If I follow this part, then it gets those words across. Yay! And it's not perfect. It's not meant to be, because it was just meant to fit in a Twitter description. But it still worked. Whew. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, 𝘆cie and Monika are happily chatting. My eyes land on 𝘆cie and 𝘆cie. When you write the poems, do you pick words to target a specific character, or do you, have a purpose? I'm talking about, Avis right now. Oh, in the game, when I write poems in the game, I do target characters. When I first played the game, I thought about the words joining together with purpose. And I do like thinking about it that way as well. I think it's fun to go through it just entirely naturally and see who ends up liking it. Nowadays, though, I do target specific characters. My usual way of doing it, and that we're doing at the moment, is I go for 𝘆cie first, and then 𝘆cie later, which you'll understand. But when we go back, maybe to play more of it, in case there's any side stories that I didn't unlock, then I'll probably go all the way 𝘆cie, because I want her to be appreciated more. I think a lot of people only really get to see Yuri's scenes, you know? I want more 𝘆cie appreciators out there. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. When I was younger, I used to try to write for Monika as well. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. 𝘆cie's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Yeah, Ghost in the Light really isn't her kind of poem. I mean, to be fair, Ghost in the Light, of all of Yuri's poems, definitely is one that 𝘆cie could probably interpret best. I'm sure the thing that her issue is here. Let me drink my drink first, hang on. As 𝘆cie probably does get the idea of Ghost in the Light, but I just think she doesn't like it. doesn't like it being layered in this way, when she probably thinks you could explain this and this much clearer, or go about it a different way, and it doesn't need to be hidden behind this. Or perhaps in her case, it's because this feeling of nostalgia that she's clinging to isn't really something that is more familiar to her. And for Yuri, obviously, there's not much to say at all about Eagles Can Fly. She likes to have this moment of introspection with a poem that she reads, and Eagles Can Fly just tells you a point, a concept that is very, very common and basic to most people, and she's like, yep, okay, it sure did that. Mind you, again, as you guys have heard from me, I think both of these poems are incredible. I think they're both excellent, but I like thinking about the reasons that they don't like each other's, you know? Because I feel like it's really easy for people to just pick a side with them, but I see both of their stances.
Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly.
What's with this language?
Huh? Did you say something?
Oh, it's nothing.
Natsuki dismissively returns to the poem to the desk with one hand.
I guess you could say it's fancy.
Thanks. Yours is cute.
Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute?
I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
Huh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all.
Well, I do have a couple suggestions.
If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Abby did, too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all...
Excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. And Emmy liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it.
Natsuki suddenly stands up. Before they get into their beef, I would like to say, ooh, this conversation is hard. Because I know exactly why Natsuki's taking this so hard. When she writes things that are meant to be blunt like this and people just don't take her seriously and take it as cute and stupid, then it's, of course, she's, you know, really easy to be pissed off about it. But also, she's being too mean to Yuri. But, like, also, man. Natsuki suddenly stands up.
Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri.
That's not what I... You're just...
Yuri stands up as well.
Maybe you're just jealous that Emmy appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours.
And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself?
No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Emmy started showing up.
Natsuki! Natsuki, that's a little...
This doesn't involve you! I don't like fighting, guys!
Suddenly, both girls turn towards me, as if they just noticed I was standing there.
Me? She's trying to make me look bad.
That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point of making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out of the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Emmy.
Wait! There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Emmy?
Well!
How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing. But whoever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. So of course it's gonna be,
This part is so hard! Okay, I'm gonna be real with you. So I know we're going Sayori focus right now, so I really want to say Sayori, right? Because I agree with both of them as well. I agree with both of their points. I don't like choosing either of them because then I'm lying. If I say 𝘆cie, then it sounds like I think that Yuri's writing is ineffective, which I don't. I write closer to Yuri most of the time. If I say Yuri, then it sounds like I'm saying 𝘆cie's writing is worthless, which I don't think is true. I don't think her stuff is a waste either, because I also like putting things in simple words, but then using them well. But I know already, not to spoil, but if you say help me Sayori, then like, it gets both of them upset instead. And I don't think it even makes Sayori feel any better. Because you just put her in the middle. Oh, okay. I've saved here. I'm gonna try the Sayori route, and if that backfires, I'm picking 𝘆cie. 𝘆cie glares at me, drying up any words I had in my mouth. So instead, I turn to Yuri. Yuri! But Yuri's expression is so defensive that I can't bring myself to say anything to her. Sayori! Huh? Yeah, everyone's fighting is making Sayori uncomfortable. How can the two of you keep fighting when you know you're making her feel like this?
Emmy. Well, that's her problem. This isn't about her.
I agree. It's unfair for others to interject their own feelings into our conflict.
Yeah, unless Sayori wants to tell Yuri what a stuck-up jerk she's being.
She would never! It's your immaturity that made her upset in the first place.
Excuse me, princess! Are you listening to yourself? This is exactly why nobody would stop! 𝘆cie, Yuri, you guys are my friends. I just want everyone to get along and be happy. My friends are wonderful people. I love them because of their differences. 𝘆cie's poems, they're amazing because they give you so many feelings with just a few words. And Yuri's poems are amazing because they paint beautiful pictures in your head. Everyone's so talented. So why are we fighting? Because... Oh. Also, 𝘆cie's cute and there's nothing wrong with that. And Yuri's boobs are the same as they always were. Big and beautiful.
Thank you, Sayori. I love you. Sayori. Sayori stands up triumphantly. Monika stands behind her with a bewildered expression.
I'll make some tea.
Yuri rushes off. 𝘆cie sits down with a blank expression on her face, staring at nothing.
So, this is why Sayori is vice president.
I whisper to Monika. She nods in return. Oh, was that my line? Oh, so this is why Sayori is vice president. Okay. I had memories of that going worse than it did. Never mind, I was wrong. Oh, okay. That's fine then. I'm actually really glad I asked Sayori because she delivered that really well. She said what I wanted to say, that both of them are good. I really like both of their styles.
To be honest, I might come off as a good leader, and I can organize things, but I'm not very good with people. I couldn't even bring myself to interject. As president, that's kind of embarrassing for me.
Nah, it's not like I can blame you. I wasn't able to say anything either.
Oh, I guess that just means Sayori is amazing in her own ways, isn't she?
You could say that. She might be an airhead, but sometimes it's weirdly suspicious that she knows exactly what she's doing.
I see. Take good care of her, okay? I would hate to see her get herself hurt.
That makes two of us. You can count on me.
Monika smiles sweetly at me, causing my stomach to knot. Such a genuine person really does make a good president, regardless of what she says. If only I could get the chance to talk to her a little more. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems?
That was a lot of fun.
Well, I'd say it was worth it.
It was alright. Well, mostly.
Emmy, how about you?
Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone.
Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learned something from your friends, too. So your poems will turn out even better.
I think to myself, I did learn a little more about the kind of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. And not to myself, with newfound determination. Sparkle! I'm thinking about Undertale.
I mean, Ready to walk home?
Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori, about what happened earlier.
Huh? What do you mean?
You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. Does that kind of thing happen often?
No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you?
No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you.
You know, Emmy, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me happiest. I think everyone really likes you, too. That's... Every day is gonna be so much fun!
It looks like Sayori still hasn't caught into the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes.
Okay!
Yeah, let's do this. Okay, and with that, I think I'm gonna call our day there. So we got through the first couple days. I think that's a good point. I think that's a good point to wrap our start of DDLC. Oh my god, I love this game so much. I have missed playing this game since the last time I played it. I love this game so dearly, and I already mentioned how much nostalgia I immediately got hit with the second that I opened it up and everything. But oh my gosh, I forgot just how lovely it feels to play. I'm so glad that I chose to do it on stream as well. I was worried at first that playing something I'd already played before in the past, especially something that I know as intimately as I know DDLC, you know, and all of its characters, might not be interesting, but I've really enjoyed it. There's a lot of games actually at the moment that I've played before and I already love but I haven't played them in like ages, so I want to play them again with you guys because it's a new experience when I get to hear all of Rakigachi's opinions on it or like share my feelings with you, especially when we get to interpret poetry like this. I'm having so much fun. I'm having so much fun. We'll probably use DDLC as our Monday game next week as well. So it'll take us just like it'll be our Monday game for a couple weeks time. If I'm here Monday, hang on. There's a point next week where I'm actually going away for 2 days. I don't think it's Monday. Yeah, so DDLC will probably be our Monday game next week as well, for our Monday gaming time. Other than that, this week we're gonna do an art tatsu in the middle of the stream. Middle of the week. Day after tomorrow. And then on Thursday, I'll also be doing some study, a Pomodoro study with me session in Go. Another one in the nighttime. I like doing that in the day as well, but I've realized it's a nice thing to do in the evening for me sometimes, even if I didn't get much done during the day, to like spend the night with you guys. And then on Saturday, I want to do some kind of gaming for a couple hours. Like, it'll just be a short thing, like when I open up Genshin or HSR or Uma Musume. I have no idea which one yet. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I'll be drawing commissions on Wednesday. Probably yours, Crimson, actually. I'll be drawing comms on Wednesday and chatting with friends, and then studying and working with you guys on Thursday. And on Saturday, we'll play something. But we'll continue DDLC on Monday. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I hope you've had fun playing with me so far. And I hope it is still enjoyable despite me playing it before. Or maybe that it even adds something to it. And I hope you enjoy listening to me yap. Because I feel like I yap about art stuff a lot on my channel, obviously, because it's half an art channel, you know? But I don't think I get to talk about writing as often. Like, I talk about it sometimes with the games that we're playing, but I don't think I get to talk about the stuff behind it so much. It's kind of nice. It's kind of refreshing to ramble it with you guys. Fulfilling week. It was fun. Yay! I'm glad you had fun. I am looking forward to the rest of the week as well. This is so much fun. I'm so happy. I love DDLC. I love this game. I love DDLC. It's so peak. It's so peak. It's so peak. Yeah, it's been a while since we've done MS Paint because I've either been busy or at the moment I don't actually have much MS Paint lined up. So I'm kind of saving it. I want to get back to our regular pattern of having MS Paint at the end of every week. But yeah, we'll get there soon. Probably next week, actually. But yeah, anyway. For now, I hope you guys enjoyed starting DDLC with me, and we will continue this on Monday. But other than that, I will see you guys on Wednesday. So if your day's about to end, then ayasumi. But if it's just getting started, have a very lucky day. Bye-bye. Bye. Thanks for listening to me, be a nerd. Bye. Bye. Jenny.
Bye bye.